do what is right and no intimidation whatsoever. And we will protect our current status as the majority, as my leader has clearly stated. Mr. Speaker, as you know him, the Bagbin, as you know him, will never bow to any pressure or any intimidation. And I have absolute confidence that Mr. Speaker will insist on the right thing. Mr. Speaker will not behave like the Supreme Court. Mr. Speaker will do the right thing, and he has this country at heart.
So now, would you have peace to work if things remain as it is?
Would you have what?
Peace to work.
Me have my peace. Oh, no, why is somebody blocking my peace?
Having two sides on one side, would you have?
Well, I have a seat to sit on. I'm in Parliament. We'll listen to Mr. Speaker. Where they sit is their own problem. I have a seat to sit on. But you see, all these things are avoidable. They are all avoidable. Sometimes the MPP and the government, the people in the government, the MPP think that they are more human beings than the rest of Ghanaians. Haven't we seen this type of ruling before in this country? Where were they at the time? Don't we have a precedent? Where were they at the time? Because it was good for them, they allowed that ruling to take effect. Today, because it's not good for them, look at the way they are behaving. Look at the way they are behaving. When we came to the house, we have sacrificed a lot of things as far as the NDC side is concerned. We have sacrificed a lot of things for the peace of this country. Why did we even call them majority the first one? Were they majority? We were 137. It got to a time we had to agree that, look, don't worry, you form the government, take the majority, we don't have a problem. You cannot for once eat the humble pie. The arrogance is too much.
Would you show that?
What is that? So there's no
situation where we have both sides of the house seated at the same side of the speaker. That is the right hand side of the speaker.
Yeah, I've seen very few of the minority people joining us at the majority side.
Minority here, you mean the NPP caucus?
Yes, but they are the minority. You are a reporter in the chamber, and per the last sitting, the speaker declared the NDC side as the majority. And so we have to sit at the right hand side of Mr. Speaker. Unless the speaker tells us that, okay, though you are a majority, but you can sit anywhere. That is a different matter altogether. But as far as our rules allow, once we are majority, we will sit on the right hand side of Mr. Speaker. And that's exactly what we are doing today.
Honorable, what do you make of this situation where there seems to be some judicial interference in the work of the parliament?
It's not as if there's some, there is judicial interference, but you see, let's clear the tables and let's explain matters to viewers and Ghanaians clearly. We on the NDC side have not done anything wrong. During our last sitting, per Mr. Speaker's ruling, about 4 of their members were taken out of Parliament, bringing their numbers very down, I think to about 35, and making us the majority. And that is what exists today. Now, we don't have to wait for Mr. Speaker to come and sit down before we sit as members of Parliament. That's not our procedure. So we have to come in, sit down, and wait for Mr. Speaker. Even if there's going to be change in direction, Mr. Speaker must sit in his seat, and we must sit to welcome Mr. Speaker before Mr. Speaker would then communicate. We cannot say that, oh, we have heard some radio station or TV station saying that there is some judgment from Supreme Court and therefore that is what we are going by. No, we cannot do that. So even if there's going to be any communication, it will come from Mr. Speaker. And that's what we are waiting for. And that is the first aspect of it. From what we have all heard from the press, the TVs, the radio stations, online, what have you, I personally am highly disappointed in the Supreme Court, especially the Chief Justice. He has vindicated all of us because when she was coming, we knew that he was going to perform his role more than even a woman organizer of the MPP. And she has vindicated that position. Because, you see, we are a country and we are governed by rules and regulations. Even if you want to protect the MPP or the NDC or the government, do it well with some kind of decency so that people, bystanders and neutral and independent-minded people will reflect on the merit of the matter and say, oh, you are wrong or you are right. But the rush and the manner in which the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice is doing things leaves much to desire. Number one, I am told, I am not a lawyer, but I'm told Supreme Court doesn't sit on Fridays. And the writ was issued or was filed on Friday. Some way, somehow, on that same Friday, a panel was constituted to sit on the matter on the same Friday. Without even looking at the merit and demerit of the matter, in my humble opinion, a ruling was given to suspend the ruling of Mr. Speaker in the chamber on matters of procedure. This is my third term in Parliament, and this is alien to our rules. You understand? So for me, humbly, we are all leaders of the country. You could be massaging the issues. If there are tensions, we must all sit together, put our heads together, and think through it. So while Supreme Court is taking its time, if you think that it is very important, just take your time. You can sit on the matter the whole 24 hours. You understand? And you bring your comprehensive ruling. Then we all begin to reflect on it. But you don't sit in Supreme Court and then you suspend Mr. Speaker's ruling on the floor of the House. If you do that, you are fanning the Supreme Court that is supposed to water down the tension in the country. It's rather fanning the tension in the country. And Madam, what's the name? What's the name of the Chief Justice? Tokono. Madam Tokono. I hope and pray that she has children in this country. She has family members in this country. We must all watch it. We must all watch it and protect the peace we have in this country. And the Supreme Court must play a pivotal role in protecting the peace we have as a country.
That is my next question. Others are